Hey, welcome to our new untitled news show where we are going to talk about all the important events and releases in cloud and DevOps space as well as AI and data science. We don't know yet how often we will release episodes, but our idea is to be here at least every 2 weeks, maybe every single week, depends on the number of news. And because this show is untitled, we need a bit of help from your side. Please pause this video right now and leave a comment about how do you think the news show from MKDev should be titled and what kind of news you are most interested in. Now, without further ado, let's get to the news of the last 2 weeks. Cognition announced the release of the very first AI programmer called Devin. The idea of Devin is that you give it the idea of what your application should look like, and then it's gonna develop everything for you automatically. Now there are lots of discussions whether it will make the developer's job obsolete, but to be honest, when I look back at the days when ChatGPT was released, we already had similar projects with AutoGPT, with the GPT Autopilot, and many similar ones. I hope Devin succeeds because I hate that I don't have enough time to realize all of the ideas for small applications that I have, and today there is nothing that solves this problem. Recently, I wrote a LinkedIn post about me trying many different coding assistants from GitHub Copilot to Cody, Codium, and all of them, and what kind of conclusion I have. Spoiler alert, none of them can really do anything complex, and they don't go beyond initial code generation and being a very powerful autocomplete, but they can actually help with large-scale refactorings or doing anything fancy on your whole code base. Anthropic announced a new generation of their LLM called Claude 3, distributed in 3 different versions, from a super tiny and fast one to the super powerful and the one that presumably can compete with GPT-4. The most interesting part for me personally is that Claude 3 seems to be the best model so far for coding, and it means that Devin that I just talked about is probably already obsolete because clearly there is now a better model and the whole Devin should be rewritten to make use of the Claude 3. AWS announced that the new Anthropic Claude 3 models are now available in Amazon Bedrock. Amazon Bedrock is Amazon's attempt to still be relevant in the new AI world because Amazon doesn't actually have anything to answer to Google, Azure, and OpenAI, so they just try to partner with Anthropic and similar companies and wrap them with another service, in this case called Amazon Bedrock. AWS announced that it's dropping egress data transfer charge for the customers who want to leave AWS, following a similar announcement that Google Cloud did a couple of weeks ago. Azure also announced the same thing, so now if you want to leave any of the big cloud providers, you can do it for free in terms of the cost of data transfer. What no one is actually telling you is that the process of migrating off the cloud is not so expensive when it comes to the egress data fee. The egress data fee is hurting you if you are staying inside the cloud because you're paying it every month all the time. A new Kubernetes security issue was discovered and it allows a full takeover of your cluster nodes. But there is a catch, you need to be using Windows for your Kubernetes nodes. I don't think that many people actually do it because it sounds crazy, but if you do happen to have Windows inside your Kubernetes clusters, then, well, update as soon as possible. The second annual Answers for AWS survey results are published, showing you what people are using or preferring to use or want to use on AWS in terms of CI/CD, infrastructure as code, serverless, containers, NoSQL databases, and so on. I highly encourage you to look into this to basically see what the trends are, if CloudFormation is still relevant, spoiler alert, it is. If you should start looking into Pulumi, spoiler alert, probably still no. And which databases have been used, etc., etc. That's one of those surveys that are really easy to parse and understand. You don't need to read 200 billion words to see what the trends are. So if you're on AWS or if you are interested in AWS, that's probably the best material you can read this week. Google brings StackOverflow's knowledge base to Gemini for Google Cloud. The new partnership is going to leverage Overflow API, a purpose-built API from Stack Overflow for AI-driven companies to use their data. If you are wondering if OpenAI trains their data on publicly available Stack Overflow, information without consulting with Stack Overflow, then let's just hear what OpenAI CTO has to say about it. Of course, she said that about YouTube videos and publicly available videos, but you get the general spirit of how probably OpenAI gets access to the publicly available data. AWS announced a new dashboard for Web Application Firewall, giving you a very easy to use overview of all of what's happening inside your Web Application Firewall ACL, meaning that if you spend some time duct taping multiple services to get the same kind of dashboard, now you can throw all of this away and be happy that there is now a built-in solution, but also be upset that you practically wasted your time building it on your own in the past. That's it for this very first episode of Untitled News Show from MKDev. Kind reminder, please go to the comment section and suggest how we should name the show. If we will choose the title that you suggested, we will give you a hefty discount for our store.mkdev.me with the best cloud and cloud native swag out there. Besides that, for regular bi-weekly news in the text form, subscribe to our newsletter MKDev Dispatch. Link is going to be in the video description below. And of course, to avoid missing the next episode of Untitled News Show from MKDev, please subscribe to our channel, press the like button and click on the bell and all of the things that humans need to do these days to get notified about the new videos. Looking forward to your feedback. That's again a new format for us. We want to make it great. We need your help to make it great, all the feedback you can offer. So don't shy away from writing comments or writing us emails about the show. And thanks for watching.
Do you think your project infrastructure is well set and maintained? We know for sure there is always room for improvement. If you are uncertain where to begin, let's first do an audit of what you already have. We will review your setup from every angle: performance, cost, security, high availability, automation, and provide you with a detailed roadmap of which direction your infrastructure should go. Generate concrete tasks for you to implement, or even take on your infra entirely, if you let us, of course.